Vsauce, Asian here. Ho ho ho. Merry Christmas. Whoops, give me that chair. What's up, Beef Nation? Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today we have the performance review for the Godkiller Kobe 6 Grinch, the new kid on the block. Hansel, so hot right now. We already saw the WKBs are pretty solid performers, but they didn't look too great. These, on the other hand, look amazing. But how do they compare in terms of performance? We shall see. Quick disclaimer before we get into the video. Since these are fake sneakers, I would not recommend trying this out at home. This video is strictly for scientific purposes only. And if you thought the WKBs were good, check this out. Starting things off with the traction. Something to keep in mind, I mainly played outdoors with these on asphalt and a hard court. I like to do a lot of stop and go, change of direction type moves. For the traction, I had zero issues. Just like the WKBs, it's very consistent with a decent amount of bite. It's not the craziest bite like the D-Rose 8s or the Kobe 9s, so don't expect to be stomping on a dime with these. Up front, you got that translucent green rubber with a nice large contact patch. No funny business. The traction pattern is that organic honeycomb-like design, so it's got you covered in any direction. Stop and go, crossovers, pivots, all felt really consistent. The rubber compound the rubber compound itself felt kinda tacky, but it still holds up really well on the outdoor courts, so durability should be good. You won't be burning through these in just a few hard sessions. On my high wear areas, there's a little fraying on the edges of the rubber, but still that's nothing that wouldn't happen on any of my other hoop shoes. For the solid rubber at the back, I couldn't feel any difference there. Performed the same as the translucent up front. I did try and get these to squeak on the hardwood multiple times, and it was kinda hard to get anything out of them. It's just not a super squeaky traction, if you're looking for that. Overall, pretty much the same as the WKBs for the traction. Also, fun little side note, these passed the pee-pee poo-poo test. Now you're probably asking yourself, what's a pee-pee poo-poo test? Well, let me tell you a little story called, we thought that was water, but it was actually piss. Don't step in it.
Hey, step in the water now. Oh shit. Oh!
Oh my god!
Oh my!
So yeah, if the hoop sesh ever gets that intense, where dudes are pissing on the court to try and stop you, he's got you covered. Faux skin. Moving on to the cushion. This is where things start to change up a bit from the last ones. For the Godkillers, I believe the setup is just like the retail Protro, with a single standard zoom turbo unit up in the forefoot. The zoom unit is hard to feel until you're actually making quick moves in these. You won't get anything from just walking around. They are very responsive with lots of court feel, which I personally prefer to some of the more loaded setups. I am lighter though, so I don't need as much impact protection. It's a very nice cushion setup for guards. Big man, maybe not so much. Your foot sits nice and low in the footbed as well. For the foam, it feels like your standard EVA, nothing special, pretty soft with a bit of bounce. It's got the carbon fiber shank plate in the center, reinforcing the midsole, giving it a smooth heel to toe transition. Just a well-designed shoe. So for the retail Protro feel, these are gonna be your go-to. Responsive with just enough cushion. The WKBs on the other hand are just stupid bouncy. They have a bigger zoom turbo unit in the forefoot and a small unit in the heel as well. Now let's look at the upper, the iconic snake scales. So green. And you know what they say, green, green. Step on the gas. These do take a couple sessions to really break in. On the first run I got a blister on my left foot, but after a couple more runs, they started feeling a lot better. Stepping comfort felt much nicer than the WKBs, since the forefoot doesn't have that slight bulge from the large zoom unit, making everything less cramped up front. Lockdown for me was amazing on these. I didn't even have to crank the laces down that hard. No heel slippage either. The foam around the heel is nice and sculpted. Not sure if that's just me though, because I have seen some others prefer the WKB's lockdown. The upper held up nicely, got a few scuffs here and there, but nothing catastrophic like blow my back out. Cock muncher? The scales did get a bit dusty over time. Dirt likes to collect around the edges. Oh yeah, before this I did wash these with dish soap and a hard brush to make them look a little more presentable. They are super easy to clean because the mostly plastic textile upper. Another thing to note about the upper when comparing these with the WKBs is they are way more accurate to the Protros in the visuals department. The colors, scales, and the tongue. These are kind of ridiculous. And finally, for the fit, I went half a size up and they fit perfectly. However, I do have a wider foot and these run more narrow at the toe box like the retail Protros. So if you're a wide footer or want to touch a breathing room, half a size up is the way to go. True to size will probably be a little snug. Now which do I think is better, WKB or God Killer? I think it just comes down to preference. I like the God Killers because the responsiveness better suits my playstyle, and the looks are just miles better. But I could also see people loving the cushion setup on the WKBs. It's just whatever you're looking for. Ew. I did scrub these down real hard, so they are no longer piss shoes. That is my performance test for the Kobe 6 Grinch. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. My back hurts.
Oh, you're wet. What's that? What is he doing? Oh, he makes YouTube videos. Oh, nice. Performance reviews.
Pornos?
What's that?
Pornos?
You watch this YouTube?
Ricky Rubio, oh! I'm gonna just cut that out. I'm gonna hear you watch this YouTube, and then it's just gonna cut. Oh, hit the gritty, hit the gritty. Oh! Can I put it on my nuts? Can I put it on your nuts?
That's his nutsack.